Hey, 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 and welcome to Cherie's World Podcast. I am Cherie Johnson, and that is my co-host, Mr. Courtney Blackman. Today, I'm really excited about this show because we have one of the most talented men that I know on the show today. He has played for everybody from Justin Bieber to Jeremih to Usher, Teddy Riley, and so many more. He also has a great story that he's going to tell us about Rihanna. So without further ado, you need to stay tuned so that you can meet Mr. Zac Brunson.
The only podcast coming through your beat stereo is Cherie's World, so let's go around like a merry-go. Plug your phone in, make sure it got a full battery. Download it Wednesday, listen to it Saturday. She cover all topics, whatever you after. She got ball players, authors, doctors, actors, rappers, singers, entrepreneurs, divas, leaders. Androids or Apple, turn up your speakers. Trying to shoot my shot like the vaccine, whether it's Cherie or Maxine, whether the podcast or acting, she that queen. PYT, you know what that mean. Saw you on TV and touch the screen, touch on you. I plead Lucy's got a crush on you. It'll mean the world to get a blush from you. Teaspoon to me, leave you sleep like Robitussin do.
So Zac, you look like you're in like a music room. Is that your house or are you at like a pre-production?
Yeah. This is a place, it's a loft, and it's in San Diego. And yes, we have a studio in here as well.
Amazing. Courtney, I don't know if you know, but this brother over here, you play how many different instruments?
I don't know. Ever since I was little, really, with instruments, it's been more so like if there's an instrument that I want to play, I just go for it type of thing. And it started when I was growing up in church. And now I kind of use that as a producer. So if there's a sound I'm looking for in a beat or a track or a project or a composition I'm working on, and I can't find somebody to play it, I will always just try it myself. And 9 times out of 10, being a producer, we know how to manipulate things to make it sound a certain way. So I started to teach myself certain instruments by just picking them up, and using the gift that was already in me, my ear.
But we know it's at least like, what, 17 that you play well?
It's about a solid 15.
Wow.
I can't play nothing.
Everybody can sing, though.
No.
No, not everybody.
I tried that. I can J-Lo.
And what does that mean?
Shake her butt.
I can hold a note for this long.
That's all you need sometimes, though. That right there, that little bit right there might be all somebody need.
You can melodyne me.
I can melody. That's all I need. If I can get this right here, I can stretch it out, make it like this, make it go like this, that.
Zac, you've had an amazing career. Can you tell us kind of how it started? I want to go on a journey with you.
Sure. Okay, let's go back. So I'm 28 years old now. I started off in Hampton, Virginia, where I'm from. So a very small town in Virginia. And when I was 15, the 10th grade is the first time that I got asked to be a part of an international tour. And it was a gospel tour, and I was the pianist for it. So at 15, here I am, 10th grade, all of my friends, regulars, everything's pretty much normal for me. And then all of a sudden I'm going out of the country for the first time to play the piano. And that's from that moment on, I just knew that I wanted to touch people. I knew there was another world outside of my home city. I knew there was a whole nother world outside of me. And if I could be 15 years old and in school, and my teacher's thinking I'm skipping school, but I'm really touring, that's what kind of set me up. So after I graduated from high school, I moved to Atlanta. And there I just began gigging very heavy, all of the local restaurants, bars, anything, bar mitzvah, birthday party, like I'm your keyboard player, guitar player, bass player, whatever you need. And one of the first people that I really connected with in Atlanta was Stevie J. And most people know him from reality TV, from Love and Hip Hop. But he's an excellent producer. First of all, he's an incredible person. And he's also an amazing producer. And he took me up under his wing. I never signed to him. I never had any paperwork with him. He never asked me for anything, but he took me under his wing, and I lived with him for about 4 or 5 years. And he just pretty much opened up his entire industry Rolodex to me and pushed me to be like he was, but better, and saw things in myself that he saw in himself. And from there, well, it's kind of back up before Stevie. Teddy Riley was, when I was a senior in high school, I started playing keyboards for Teddy Riley. So that was like my first kind of gig outside of doing, gospel artists like Tasha Cobbs and Vashawn Mitchell. that was like all of my 11th and 12th grade years going out of high school. James Fortune, I've written, produced for all three of those artists. You know,
What song did you do for Vashawn?
With Vashawn, I was Vashawn's music director for 2 years.
Okay.
So when he was doing Nobody Greater,
that's the one, man.
That entire album, I was his music director. And then with Tasha Cobbs, I produced songs for her like Happy, Smile. She has a lot of good kind of like Christian worship songs that I was doing for her back when I was in the 11th grade. And my first secular gig was Teddy Riley. So I was playing with Teddy Riley, moved to Atlanta. I met Stevie J, and then Stevie.
Doing this. How do you go from Christian to Teddy Riley?
Easy, because that's where all of the good music is. That's where the music that touches the soul is. It's in the church. You know, all of the people that are the greatest in the music industry, usually 9 times out of 10, unless they're like Billie Eilish or something like that, like, you know, some strange freak of nature. But like most of the time it comes from church and just that really that grounding with your soul. That's what church does. It aligns you with your spirit that's already in you, you know. And I got that from an early age, along with what I wanted to do with my life, and that was music. So fast forward, working with Blackstreet and Guy, I meet Stevie J. Once I met him, he kind of like showed me like, yeah, you're a musician, but you don't want to be rich. Like, you just kind of want to be popular. Let me show you how you can really do this. So he got me a studio in Atlanta at the Artist Factory, paid for everything, put the equipment in there, paid the rent for like 6 months, I think it was. And for that 6 months, I just went to my studio every day, and I just practiced, played things loudly, listened to things, like just really studied. I began to study of real production and relying on his help and Teddy Riley. And then Stevie introduced me to a man named James Lackey. And James Lackey is an exceptional producer. And me and J-Lack became very, 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 very close, like brothers. Like at one point in time, I was living with him and his brother, who was Usher, here in California in Beverly Hills, working on Usher's album, and I became very close with them and their family. So that kind of launched me into a different kind of category of people, because then producers, where I would have had to come out to LA and, you know, really prove myself or try to get in the room, they're seeing me show up to the studio with Usher and like trying to figure out, okay, wait, who are you, you know? And during the course of having that studio I had in Atlanta, I got a phone call from Justin Bieber's music director. He was basically like, hey man, we're about to start the Purpose tour, which was Justin's last full album and last world tour. And he was like, you know, the keyboard player is not really working out. We all really want you to be out here. And I was just like, okay, whatever. And then they started the tour, and then he called me like after the 4th show and was just like, hey man, like I talked to Justin tonight and it's just not gonna work out. We're gonna swap you guys out. So they actually flew me to the next city. They fired the keyboard player, unfortunately, that was playing the gig. And from there, I started working with Justin. And after that, it just kind of opened up so many doors for me. It was truly grateful to work with him, because there wasn't too many artists in the music industry that wouldn't want to work with me after working with an artist like him or like Usher. So then I began to work on artists like Summer Walker, Jeremih, Jessie J, and I mean, so many other artists. I worked with a lot of older artists too, like Faith Evans, Belle Biv DeVoe, New Edition. I worked with Omarion. And
hey, what songs you did for New Edition?
For New Edition, I was playing keys with them. For Belle Biv DeVoe, I produced a song called All That There on their last album called Red Stripe.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm still stuck on Vashawn. What's the name?
Vashawn Mitchell.
That's like, I don't really have too many gospel songs so you were in the studio with him for that song, Nobody Greater?
Nobody Greater. He recorded that song live at a concert, and then I became his music director and just traveled with him everywhere, playing it for him. We did a couple of TV appearances. We did a couple of things for BT.
Hey, play a little bit of it for Cherie real quick.
Oh, you want to see him? Okay, so he's doing that. Let me tell you what he's doing, Zach. I got a thing for men that can play the piano.
You want me to play some?
You see that grin? Women alive that don't start grinning when a man sit behind the piano.
Oh man,
my daughter, she can do the same thing. I mean, no, she can't do the same thing as you, but she getting there though.
That's amazing. How old is your daughter?
She's 11.
Oh man,
And man, she playing
gonna
the
have,
piano.
you can already see it now. She probably gonna definitely have it.
Bro, she playing the piano, the what's the name?
The harp.
The harp, this thing.
The cello.
Cello.
Violin, yeah. And then she playing the flute a little bit. Now she getting it in.
Let's go.
Yeah, I be forgetting.
Everything. She playing everything.
Yeah, I'm trying to get her like you, bro.
Hey man, I don't know if you want to get her like me. You know, my gifts come. Everybody's gift is different. It comes with a journey that's unique to you. And I mean, I've been through a lot of stuff in my life to be standing right here in front of you guys and to be able to talk to you guys and be the person I am. You know, it's a lot of experiences, a lot of hills and valleys, and a lot of humbling. And
so being in the studio with the type of people that you've been around, how much drugs was around?
How much drugs was around? You know, it's funny that you say that. So drugs is something that's around everywhere at the highest of any industry. And what you'll find in music, fortunately for me, I've worked with artists that have been both good in that department and bad in that department. But the artists that I really connect with are like longevity type of people. Like Usher. And when you think of a name like Usher Raymond, that's someone you've never heard any.
Right.
He's also an artist that I've never signed a non-disclosure agreement with ever, you know,
really?
Ever. So, I mean, my experience with that has just been, you know, I let people do what they do. I try not to judge people. I try to love people. I try to have an intense craving of love for people, actually, because it can be hard sometimes too. And just, you know, you have to be grounded, you know. And also too, my theory on things like that is whatever you do because you want to do it. You know, I personally never wanted to do drugs, but whatever you want to do in life, never feel bad or feel anything if that's what you want to do. Because even if it's something bad that you're doing, you know, one day you could wake up and you might want to do better, but you're always going to be unhappy if you're worried about what people are going to think or, you know, things like that. So I just tend to just stay out the way when it comes to stuff like that, you know.
My follow-up to that was because one of my favorite artists that just died, Shock G, because he played the piano and everything. And when I found out how he died, the same thing with DMX. You know, them drugs, man, it's something else.
I didn't know that's how Shock died.
Yeah, he was overdosed on, I think it was fentanyl, and yeah, he had some serious shit in him. So
trying to sleep.
That's what it was.
Drugs are dangerous. They're super dangerous, you know. Any type of leaning or depending on any type of substance to fulfill any type of emotional thing is always going to be a very, very, very slippery slope into something bad. It never ends good, ever.
But it's just amazing how the guy was so talented, man.
But don't you see that right now? This man is sitting in his little studio, you know what I'm saying, doing his work. You just told me a lot about yourself and it made me smile. You got apple juice, but you got that good apple juice. Somebody put apple juice in the apple. Like that brings me back to my childhood.
Oh, yeah.
The same way. It for real, like I will remember that about you forever. In the middle of somebody handed him and he was drinking apple juice. But not even just apple juice, like that's the good apple juice that takes me back to my childhood.
That good apple juice.
Real apple juice.
You don't feel thirsty after you drink it. You feel like, I just feel refreshed.
Yes. And then that's the same thing that music does. Like you just fed my soul twice, you know, through taste and sound. What is your favorite genre of music that feeds you?
Christian music. As far as like feeding my soul, maybe like feeding my ears, I like to listen to like Don Toliver and Travis Scott, or maybe some random, you know, outlandish kind of arrangement bands, you know, that most people don't like to listen to because I'm a musician. But as far as my soul, Christian music, you know, any type of spiritual music really that takes you to a place where you are aligning yourself with spirit, like, and you just feel it automatically. You might not know the lyrics, you might not know, but for me, gospel music does that because it reminds me of my childhood so much. There's certain songs like a Kurt Franklin Brighter Day that I can just listen to anytime I'm in a bad mood. It doesn't matter. I could just cuss someone out and turn on Brighter Day and I'm back, you know, like.
Yeah.
So that's for me, gospel music definitely.
To be, bruh. Like I was like, oh, I know him.
Right. You got to be reminded sometimes.
That's how I feel about Vashawn Mitchell, that song, Nobody Greater, man.
Nobody greater.
I'm telling you, Cherie, that's a beautiful song. I don't know if you ever heard it, man. It'll just something you can just wake up to and get your day started. That's a good song.
You said Jeremih. What song did you do with him?
With Jeremih, I was also his music director. So I just toured with him. I was the first tour I did with him was the Later That Night tour. And that tour was with him and Tiana Taylor. And I was the music director for it. Basically with him, he just come to me before a show and be like, these are songs I want to do, Zach. And we would just put them all together. Like working with him was like the easiest artist I've ever worked with. Like he just trusted me off of my reputation and nothing was ever a hassle. It was always so easy. Sometimes it would be loose, but it was like a good loose, like, oh, okay, we're going to know what we're going to play like 20 minutes before the show.
You're from the south side of Chicago too.
Yeah. South side of Chicago, you already know.
Yeah.
You already know. So it was a pleasure working with Jeremih. I've worked on a lot of songs with a lot of artists, and a lot of times they don't necessarily come out. You just get into this mode where people know you have good stuff and they're just recording, but they're also recording music for their labels to then approve and put out, So they're just creating bodies and bodies of work. But Jeremih is an amazing songwriter. I actually met him. So I got connected with Jeremih. I was at a strip club in Atlanta. And I'm having a good time, and I see my friend tells me that she knows Jeremih, and I'm like, okay, cool. She's like, yeah, I should invite him back to the crib after we leave. I'm like, okay, like, you know what I mean? Talk to him at the strip club. We're at Blue Horseshoe, I believe it was called at the time. I don't know why I used to go to strip clubs, but he followed us back to Stevie's house, and then he wound up making like 2 songs with me that night, and he didn't leave until like the sun came up. And then the next day, his manager called me and was like, hey, we wanted to know, like, we know you're busy, but would you like to be Jeremih's music director? And what would that cost? And, so from then I just started doing shows with him. And, he hasn't done any shows in a while, but most of the time, if he's going to do a performance, I'll put it together for him and do all the pre-recording and how the arrangement is going to go, for the performance.
That is amazing. I see, ladies, sometimes men are at the strip club doing business deals.
That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. Thank you for clearing that up.
A lot, but you know what I've noticed? Like, I am one of those girls who hang out with mostly men, and it's because of work. But I have been at the strip clubs with my homeboys, closing deals, get up and we make some money in the morning.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
Sometimes, it calls for it. Sometimes it doesn't. I can't necessarily say that's why I went there that night, but it happened.
It happens.
It did.
It
happened like that in Atlanta a lot, actually. There's actually a strip club called Cheetah in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. There's people in there closing $1 million deals all day. All day.
See, so ladies, don't be so insecure. Maybe you need to go to the strip clubs with your girls and y'all can talk about business instead of men.
You know what I mean? It's funny. You just made me think of a funny thing. I remember being in Canada and going to a strip club there, and they don't allow, for, I guess, sanitizing purposes, they don't allow dollars, right? So they have dollar coins, and people are throwing these coins at the girls.
Doesn't that hurt?
They throw them softly. They throw them gently, but you hear the strip club, like a little bit over the music, is just like clink, 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 clink. All of these dollar coins being thrown.
Hey, I think I was at Cheetah's in Atlanta, and this was like in 2010 or 11. And I had never, because Chicago, the strip club scene is not like Atlanta, where, it's like a real club. So I had never seen like make it rain like that before. So I went to Miami and then I went to Atlanta. But Atlanta, I'll never forget, this guy was in the strip club. And I remember he came in there, he told this one stripper, he like, you stand right here. And I was there for 2 hours, maybe 3. And she danced for that man for 3 hours. And he never ran out of money. He never ran out of money. And I'm sitting there looking like, you gotta be kidding. The man never ran out of money.
Making you look like it's work.
Talk to you, man.
She danced. She like, can I take a break? He said, when you get done, you come right back here. he just had the
break. You can take a break and come right back.
You know what? Strip clubs got the best hot wings.
Every strip club has the best hot wings. And Cheetah really has the best menu, period. Cheetah has everything: steaks, lobster. Like it's like that at Cheetah.
See, when I used to say that to people, first of all, it was like taboo. You know what I'm saying? Girls aren't, well, not now, but I'm 45. But they used to be like,
What?
yeah. They used to be like, what you
Yeah.
doing in the strip club? I'd be like, yo, strip clubs got the best hot wings. And
That's something I ain't never did is ate in a strip club.
Oh man,
it got extra seasoning on it, bro.
extra
I
season, man.
See, like I said, Chicago's strip club scene is different. There's not a strip club in Chicago that I will eat anything out of. And when I say anything, I mean anything. I won't eat nothing out there. Bring your own bottle. Forget that. I'm serious. I ain't.
Oh my God.
That is hilarious. Okay, off strip clubs. Now, I know something about you. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it, but you're an owner, a partner, or something in some new streaming service in Australia?
Yes, I am. So basically, I am a part owner, and basically like the artist. You could say like artist relations coordinator for a company called My Primo, which is going to be, I mean, it's already huge, but it's going to be even bigger. We just got the company evaluated at a little over $2 million, and we're raising funds. We just got an outsourcing team for marketing, and starting to work next week. And basically, it's a platform where you can do ticketed streamings. Because I'm noticing that like people go on Instagram Live and all these things, and they don't make money from it. It's not monetized. So with this platform, you can do a live event. Let's say you're an artist, you could either do like a live concert or a live meet and greet. It doesn't matter, anything like that. And or you could be like a choreographer and want to do like an exclusive dance lesson and pre-record it. You can upload it onto our platform, and as long as it's at a price point of $5, you don't have to pay us anything. We do everything, and you keep 80% of the profits.
Nice.
So let's say I like wanted to shop my content to you, because I'm thinking, what can I shop to him? How does that process go?
Well, right now, the company is basically only set up in a way where people just make their event, put it on the platform, and then sell it, and then we give them their money. How that would go is I would just connect you with the CEO and be like, hey, she's amazing. We need to do some type of partner event with her, and that's part of what my job is there. Like I'm co-owner and co-founder, but that's basically what I'm doing because I'm their only hands and feet here in America right now. So I've been reaching out to all kinds of people to be a part. And because the thing is, let's say like you were able to do an event where, let me see a number. Let's say 5,000, right? You could sell 5,000 tickets to one exclusive event. Your profit earnings, what you would get paid out of that would be $100,000. If the tickets were like $25, exactly. Yeah.
And it's virtual.
It's all online.
So let's say, and I'm just going to throw this out there since it's in Australia, right? The little boy from Punky Brewster happens to be an Aussie.
Oh, wow.
So let's say I set up an event for Oliver, right? And Oliver has this event where he goes in and he talks about acting and child acting, and then he has a special guest. And Auntie comes on.
Yes.
And I'm just making this up as we go. And Auntie comes on and we sell this as an event. Is that something like that you guys would be interested in?
It's exactly like that. It's exactly like that.
Wow.
So 80% would be going to you guys with the ticket sales. 5% would be going to the person that referred that event. Another 5% which would be me on the business end. That's coming back to me. And another 5% goes to credit card transaction fees. And then the company gets paid a little over 10%, like 10.2%.
And is it live or is it something that we could pre-record?
It's both. You can do live or pre-recorded, but I'm urging anybody that I'm referring, just pre-record it, and it'll still be live, because when you pre-record, you can make sure all of the audio, editing, everything you want to do can be exactly what you want it to be. And it doesn't necessarily have live. And it also leaves you room to go live after your event has gone live. So let's say you guys pre-record like a acting seminar or something like that and sell tickets to it. Once that content that's already been shot is put up and it's gone live, it's no longer there. People can't access it anymore. But you can go live right after you just did that, like on your Instagram or something, and further push it or try to push another event, or do like something more personal, as opposed to doing something completely live. And then after you've done something live for an hour, you don't really feel like talking to nobody or doing anything like. But that after that update after, like, oh, they're right here, like right now, like it's way. Especially content is shot very professionally, it kind of throws consumers for a loop a little bit. Like, it's exciting.
Nice.
So stuff I'm gonna want to send you.
Come on with it. You need to send me the movie soundtracks too.
Yes. So are you scoring?
I do score.
I'm over here smiling. Zach, just save my number, okay?
I got you.
Don't act like you don't know who I am, okay? Even though you be
I do that.
all them famous people and everything.
Come on. No, I couldn't do that. I've known who you was forever.
It's okay. I know the end. I'm just gonna bring you some apple juice.
That's all you gotta do. Apple juice and the keyboard, and I'm good. That's actually my writer, my technical writer. Apple juice and the keyboard. No, I'm kidding.
Really?
No, I'm only kidding. That's actually the name of a company. Right?
You say you know her. You say you know of her forever. Since when? Because you young.
I was a little kid.
Oh, thank
Since I
you.
was a little kid. I had a crush on you. Like, yeah, it was real.
Thank you. And now I'm a huge fan. So my niece actually came to one of your Bieber concerts.
Oh wow, which one?
And I don't know, but she was like, when I told her, I was like, do you know who this is? She was like, oh my God, yes, of course.
That's so cool.
She's so excited that you're going to be on the show. And she's just now reaching like her little teeny boppy years.
Oh, that's so dope. What's her name?
Tyler.
Hey, Tyler.
So cute. Thank you. She's going to be all excited.
Tell me something you learned from Teddy Riley that you will always take with you, because I just think he's, man, I think the world of him.
I've learned so much from Teddy. Number one, Teddy is one of the type of people, when you're close with him, he's a storyteller. Like, I've heard so many stories. Like, I've been on cruises with him, like just so many random, like, oh, I'm just sitting next to Zach right now. Let me just tell him the story about Michael Jackson or whatever, you know what I mean? So all of those type of stories, like, they just stick with me, like, you know, like they do. But the main thing that I picked up from Teddy was just having your own unique sound as a producer. Right. And really working like more than just like, you know, a lot of producers now are just making beats, which is cool, like to be a beat maker. But in terms of being like a producer, really making your own sound and taking the time to cultivate that and making it different than everyone else's, you know. That's something that Teddy Riley did undeniably. He created his own genre, New Jack Swing.
Wow.
His own genre with his own drum sound, with his own, you know. And then I learned from Teddy the art of getting with artists before they really make it big, you know. He produced Keith Sweat's first album for such a ridiculously low price. Like, Keith Sweat was just somebody that was on Wall Street, you know, like, and then he turned out to be one of the biggest, or he made him into one of the biggest R&B artists, you know, sensations. And then, you know, but, you know, the biggest thing is definitely having your own identity with your sonically what you sound like as a producer, what you're offering.
Yeah.
You know.
That's some good advice. Yeah.
He's given me so many drum sounds and just like advice, you know. Or it fussed at me when I was in high school, when I first started playing with him, he would jump on the keyboard and be like, that's not what I recorded. Like, this is what I was doing. And it's like very humbling, like, wow, like you're a producer who knows all the parts of your track. You can't get over on Teddy Riley. He's a real musician, you know.
Wow. Now what about Stevie? Has he ever told you any stories about working with Big or anything?
Oh man, all the time. Me and Stevie are like, let me tell you how close me and Stevie are. So you see this? Me and Stevie have matching tattoos, right?
Let me see. I can't see. Oh, okay.
Just here, you know?
Yeah.
Me and Stevie are like bros. Tyler! Stevie's told me so many stories. I remember one story, Stevie was telling me about how Bad Boy used to be in the day and like how they used to always stick together and like they never, like, anytime there was an issue or a headline or anything that went wrong from somebody from their label, they all showed up. So I remember one time, I think it was Little Kim. There was a news company in New York that put out a bad article about Lil' Kim.
Yeah.
And entire Bad Boy showed up to the news station, tore the news station up, told them if they don't take the newspaper off the press, like stories like that.
Wow.
Stevie, a bunch of other stories. But the main thing I learned from Stevie is actually just to be mentally strong. And to not care about what people think. People don't even matter, you know, and not in an arrogant way, but when you change the way that you're looking at something, it changes the way it looks at you. And not that I'm like trying to make a whole bunch of fans, but I'm the type of person, I'm not very outwardly You know what I mean? I just let things come, you know, and Stevie taught me not have that anxiety about things. You know, whatever is going to happen is going to happen regardless. So you just have to allow things and not put up that resistance that could kind of sometimes, you know, frustrate us as humans because we're trying to do so much.
Man, you such an interesting brother. I gotta ask you this too. Working with BBD now, there's only when you're working with BBD, there's really only one person that's singing, right? This is Ricky, right?
Right.
So what was Mike and Ronnie doing when you were working with Ricky?
Well, the songwriter's name is Cyrus. He's a songwriter out of Atlanta. He was working with Ricky. He had already written the song. He had sent me the song. I sent him a beat. He wrote the song.
We had that guy on the show too, Cherie. Cyrus last year or 2 years ago.
Cyrus Shield. Or something.
Okay. Go ahead, man.
Cyrus wrote that song.
Okay.
So Cyrus sent me the record, and I sent it over. And basically, Cyrus just went in the studio and worked nonstop with Ricky over and over again, getting the vocals right. And then the other two, they basically rapped on the track and added background vocals here and there.
It's like singing?
It's like singing, yeah. Slight.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
He said slight singing. So you asked all the nice business questions, and I'm sorry I got a phone call. I'm supposed to be producing a movie right now, but we're doing Cherie's World podcast because, you know.
Hey, mix it up. Gotta handle business.
So that was my boss that was calling, and he was like, "You doing your podcast?" I was like, "Yeah, look." So we're watching you. But you've been on tour with all these different people, right?
Right.
I need to get a little bit nosy. Who had like the wildest experiences?
Oh, let me guess.
Yes.
Justin Bieber.
No. I mean, it depends on what you say. Wild is what you're getting at, because like
I would say Teddy Riley.
Teddy Riley had some pretty crazy. See, like you got to think about it. Teddy's kind of laid back. He doesn't drink. He doesn't do any of that type of stuff. Anytime you're touring with somebody, your adventure is going to probably depend on you, and maybe the people that you're around. You know what I mean? But definitely you. But I would say Justin more so because all of my friends that we all play in a band together with Justin, we have our own band called We the Band, and we're all friends. We've been friends for like 10 years. So traveling the world with your brothers, it's like, you know,
it's a party.
It's a party and it's a movie, and it's just always stuff going on. Like, it's just crazy. There are fans. There's, you know, there's all kinds of stuff. Like
there's fans, there's groupies.
I've had some wild times though, even with like people like Jeremih. Like I remember one time I did a concert with Jeremih. Then we pulled up at French Montana's hotel, and Jeremih left me there. And I'm just, at the time I was smoking cigarettes, and I had a pack of cigarettes, and French Montana didn't. He kept asking me for a cigarette. I'm just sitting outside of his suite. We're sitting outside. There's a whole bunch of girls and stuff. And I just sat there and smoked a whole box of cigarettes with Frank. Like literally. And the sun comes up, everything. I'm still at this man's hotel. I leave. I'm like, I'm getting out of here. Like, it's the next morning. I leave, left my book bag in. He has all these security all down the hallway and stuff. I'm like, I left my book bag in French's room, and they're like, who are you? My whole book bag, like my laptop, everything. So,
did you get it? You got it back though, right?
Yeah, I had to call Jeremiah's manager and like tell him I'm still. They're like, you still at the hotel? It's like, yeah, me and French Montana was smoking all night. Like, they were like, what? I've had some wild times though. I remember one time. I have a friend named Devin Sticks Taylor. He's a drummer. He plays drums with us with Justin, and we had started like going to this club called Tape London, owned by one of our friends, Zeus, in London. And sorry about that. And it's a nightclub, and it's also a recording studio inside of the nightclub. But everybody that goes there is like The Weeknd, Sophia Richie, like Paris Hilton, or like people like that. So of course, going there with Justin a couple of nights in a row, like we were already good. We could go by ourselves. Like we knew the owner. It was a cool night. So me and Devin decided to go one night, and we're in this back lounge, this private lounge, right? And we're just sitting there. Now we're watching the security walk around with these flashlights and tell people to stop smoking. So like, oh man, like, well, we just want to sit over here and smoke. Whatever. They probably won't say nothing to us. So we're over here smoking. We're passing each other the blunt, and my friend Devin, he just keeps like, Justin's down on the dance floor. All of the dancers are on the dance floor. People are like dancing and stuff, but we're up higher in this section. And we just kind of ducked off, and he keeps going like this, like nodding his head, like, yo. And I'm like, what's up, man? Like, what's wrong with you? What's up? And I look over to my right, and I'm on this love seat by myself, and then he's just in a chair next to me on the left. And I look over to my right, and Rihanna and two girls are just coming and sitting down next to me. Then they start pouring the bottle that we had, like just pouring our bottle, just like me and him were just looking at each other like,
Damn.
Then she starts pulling out blunts. She smokes with us. We're all drinking, laughing, talking all night. This goes on for like 2 hours, like all the way until the end of the night. And
Yo, you smoke weed with Rihanna?
I know, it's crazy, right?
Oh,
Right. Right. Yeah, but no, it's okay. No, I don't care. But no, yeah, like that was just experiences like that, like that kind of seemed kind of wild on tour. Like,
Yo, if after Rihanna passed me the blunt, I'm smoking and I'm putting that in my pocket. Like, this got Rihanna lips on there. I'm putting it right in my pocket.
what you gonna do? Sell it on eBay?
I'm keeping that. I'm gonna put it in the
I
Ziploc
did
bag.
something worse though. I actually did something worse. Like the night ended and they clear everybody out, and I go inside the recording studio and I come back out and I see Rihanna's just still sitting in that same section by herself that I was just in. Like, it was our section, So I walk over to her and I'm just like, man, I gotta talk to her. So I'm just like, hey, like, is it okay if I tell you something, if I talk to you? And she gave me this mean look and she was just like, weren't you just talking to me? And I was just like, yeah, I was. And then she just bust out laughing. And I was like, oh, I just wanted to tell you, I just geeked out after that. I just want to tell you, like, one of my favorite artists. And she's like, okay, all right, well, take care. And just like walked off. I was, oh my God.
Yeah, they don't like that for some reason. They want to be treated normal.
At that point in my career, I had already worked with a lot of big artists. I just really like Rihanna. Like,
Yeah.
her anti-album had just came out. Like, I was just one of the best albums that she's ever put out.
Rihanna, if you watch this, do you see this? Zach just really appreciates what you do. Maybe you and Zach need to get up in the studio together and make some magic.
Magic. We need to make Anti-Part 2.
And Courtney just want to smoke weed with you.
No, Courtney just wants the blunt after it touches your lips.
Yeah,
You don't even gotta light it, Regis.
Wow.
That is so cute. I love the fact that, like, the small town boy, gets an opportunity. He does not stall. He takes it, and life just takes off from there. Could you have ever fathomed that this was going to be your life at like 10 years old?
Yeah. Yes and no.
I like the yeah.
Absolutely yes. Like, since I was about 2 years old. So when I was 2 years old, I came to my mother and I told her that I had a dream and I saw Jesus. And she asked me, did Jesus teach me how to potty train? Because I was potty training at the time. And I was like, no, he told me to play the drums. And my mom always tells the story. But ever since I was a little kid, this is all I've ever wanted to do. And I was fortunate enough to have parents who never stifled me. They always told me that I could do whatever I want. By the time I was like 6 or 7 years old, my dad was telling me almost every day, you're going worldwide. So this is why you have to be this way. You might not know it this way, but you're literally going worldwide. So you have to, my parents tried to raise me as best they could, understanding what was going on. Because the only person in my family that does music besides me is my Uncle Vincent.
Amazing. I think that is so important, and it's very much taught early. And I really believe that you saw Jesus when you were little, because I do think that spirits and the higher powers do speak through children.
Yeah, because babies are always looking. If you notice, they always looking and looking.
You don't have any more information than, you don't have a lot of worldly information when you're a child. Like, when you're born into your mom's womb, that spirit that's not afraid to come here to the earth and is excited to be here and do things and dream, that's a spirit. And then it goes into our bodies and we get older and older in life. We start to slowly realize, okay, Santa Claus isn't real and the Tooth Fairy isn't real and all of these realities that we have to face that shape us into an adult. But most adults I find out are successful or happy, really, they have a sense of childlike wonder a little bit about them.
Yeah.
Which causes them to manifest things at a very rapid pace because they stay aligned with that joyous place,
Deep,
I'm over here just grinning. Because I talk about manifestation every episode, and I don't mean to, but it's just like there's a pattern with
no, there really is. People. Have you ever read a book called Accident is Given?
Mm-mm.
You said what?
Hold on, I'm gonna grab it real quick. It's worth you guys seeing. Hold on.
Okay, I'm gonna totally go read it because I'm a nerd like that. And you know what? It brings me back to Adrian's interview before this one. He said it's not an accident. There's a purpose why I'm on here with you today.
Yeah.
Ask and it's given.
Ask and it is given.
To manifest your desires. Okay, this is going to be corny, but I'm taking a screenshot because I'm going to go order it on Amazon.
You have to. This book has been life-changing for me. Basically, most people attribute manifestation to like, okay, I want this to happen, or I want this car, I want this thing, so I'm going to write it down, I'm going to focus on it. And that is very much a part of manifestation. But this book teaches you to align your thoughts to control your emotions so that you can actually feel the things you want to manifest. And that's when things start to manifest very rapidly, because you're actually feeling the feeling of, so it's like, if you're the type of person where like, okay, I want to get a new house. This book is teaching you how to align your emotions, because you have thoughts all day that control your emotions. This book teaches you how to make yourself stay in a joyous place. So that way, the well-being, like your well that's always flowing of abundance, it's always there. And in this book, you can only do two things. You can either allow things you have met, because once you ask for something and you send out that radiation of like, I desire this, automatically there's an answer, and it's yes. Okay. Every time. It's never a no. It's always yes. And that's for good and bad things. When you think about negativity, you send that out, then the universe responds, okay, yes, more negativity for you. You know what I mean? And what happens is all you're waiting for is yourself to fully allow or stop resisting what you've already asked for.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's exactly what I just felt when you drank that apple juice. You and I will drink apple juice together one day.
We have to.
There's no doubt in my mind. I don't know where we'll be or what we'll be doing, but there's no doubt in my mind that we're going to do that.
No, we have to. We have to. I'm going to make sure the next time I see you, I'm going to have apple juice on deck, just in case. Wait a minute. She's going to be here? Yeah, I'm going to go to the corner store real quick.
I'm walking in with apple juice.
For real. But I love this book. When it comes to manifestation, definitely. Like, it's like, I saw something in the book that said, like, when you look at a solid table, it looks like it's a solid table. You know, you can go touch it. It's tangible. And these things are like people's ideas that are now manifested into tangible things. We can touch products, keyboards, and different things like that. But really what we're looking at when we're looking at a solid piece of thing, we're looking at a whole bunch of atoms moving so fast that they look solid.
But it's just really energy.
And that's exactly what the universe is. When we desire things, the universe starts orchestrating things, and they're moving so fast that it slowly starts to actually manifest in the physical. That's why when you like, okay, this is my new dream car, I love this car, you start seeing that car everywhere, because now you're moving. You're moving those to create that table to create, and it will actually literally manifest into a tangible, touchable thing.
That makes sense.
Okay, so I want to say something to you because I feel like you won't feel that I'm a weirdo.
Sure.
And we just had this conversation, but now I feel like I'm able to admit it to people. Do you feel like that there's another parallel universe on the other side that we just can't get to? Like, I was sitting outside the other day and it was raining, and I was like, we're not the only ones here. Like, we can't be. But there has to be something else going on in some other parallel universe. So I called Soleil and I was like, I don't want you to think that I'm crazy. And she's like, I was just talking about that 2 days ago. So
it's interesting you say that. I've seen a lot of like videos and movies on like parallel universe kind of like scenarios. I just believe that we are definitely, our universe that we know about is one universe of like infinite universes. Like we're like still a small, I feel like the sun, moon, stars, Saturn, Mars, all of these planets can't be the only universe. I feel like it's just one of a billion universes. Like
it's bigger than us, right?
Absolutely. And it kind of like, it starts to kind of, when you think about parallel universes, it kind of starts to trickle into like time travel and just like all kinds of crazy things that could possibly be. I don't know.
I was just telling Cherie that I believe in time travel. I believe in it wholeheartedly.
Yeah, and didn't you tell me one time, like, you believe in the whole quantum physics, time doesn't really exist? I haven't gotten there yet, but I want somebody to sit down and like really explain it to me, because my brain hasn't been able to commute. Like,
Soleil was talking about it, and I told her that I wanted to learn more about it. But I believe in time travel. But she was talking about quantum physics.
But it's funny, even though she doesn't believe like in time, she's always on time.
Well, yes, she believes that on like the human form of time, the measure of it.
So you understand that.
I understand where she could be coming from, yeah, because I mean, technically, there really isn't any time. It's a measurement. We're just measuring when the sun is going down or how many times the Earth is rotating. But it's not something that we're going to be like it's ever going to stop. So how can it truly really be measured? It can only be measured every day, and it starts over again. It's only 24 of them, you know.
Amazing.
But when it comes to manifestation and different things like that, there really is no sense of time. It's like we're only here to create, and we create through our thoughts, and everything around us is other people's thoughts. And a lot of what's inside of us that we are going to manifest in our generations come from the thoughts of the people that were in our family before us. That's why the whole quantum physics and time travel thing is kind of interesting, because really it's our ancestors. A lot of stuff that we're doing is stuff that our ancestors dreamed about doing or that they wanted to do, but there wasn't enough time. But technically time doesn't matter because we're here.
That's right.
That's real. Did you just see the light turn on behind me?
Don't tell me that happened. That's going to scare me.
Well, when you watch back the show, watch the light just turned on behind me. I mean, there are lights on, but one of them in the middle just turned on.
That's not scary.
Don't leave, Zach.
Oh,
I love it. See, now this is fun. I don't know. Maybe I just like the boys or something. I like people to feed
I will tell you guys, I also have a single coming out on E production, on E Records, excuse me, which is a company owned by Ani Roseborough from New York, and she has been working in the music industry for years with labels such as Bad Boy, Warner. She's done artist development, marketing. She's done Bad Boy a lot. She's very close to the Bad Boy camp. So now what she's done is she started her own label, and they gave her a budget and a distribution on a major level for her to put out her own artists. So what she did was, for this first compilation project that she wants to release, she just called a bunch of her friends to give her music. And she called me, and I'm like, I mean, I have a song, but I did that song like 4 years ago, and I don't really want to be an artist or anything like that. But turns out that she wanted it, so now I'm going to be putting that song out, and another song from an artist that I'm producing right now named Risa Pearl.
So when is it coming out?
I think it's going to come out in August, the end of August.
Give us your social media handles. How can people get in touch with you?
Okay, so on Instagram, I'm Zac Brunson, ZAC and BRUNSON. That's pretty much the only social media I really do right now. I get on Facebook, but that's like more so when I'm like talking to like my family or like hometown friends. You know, Facebook is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But you get on Facebook, you're just up there for like an hour, like just seeing what everybody's been doing, and like it's like Instagram's a little bit like less. Like, okay, I could just scroll past your picture.
Yeah, me and Facebook have issues. They keep blocking me.
Whoa, why is that?
Because I say things.
Oh, gotta be careful. Got to be careful. I want to give you guys a piece of the single before I let you go.
Thank you. Can we use it for the show?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah.
Take my watch off. I might be like a match, baby, you burn it up. What was the past, baby, you burn it up. You make it last so long, never give up. You may go through cycles of only being in love, and that's enough to take my heart And I know that you're enough to take my skies. So many went away when I went down, but time has shown me that's not who you are. Forever and ever, I want this love to go forever and ever. I'll make sure I have time forever and ever. I'll be down forever and ever. Oh.
Yeah! That's a beautiful song.
Thank you.
Hey man, I love R&B, man. I just hang around a lot of rappers, man, but R&B has always been like something special to me, man. Like I love it, man. That was dope.
Thank you. I'm not much of a singer, but you know, I wanted to leave you guys with that.
You're not much of a singer.
Right. Yeah, I definitely will never sing for you.
Yeah. Right. I won't even hum.
I sing all day, Zach. All day long. If you're around me for more than 10 minutes, you'll hear me sing.
Are you the type of person that like sings sentences to people? Like,
yeah, like I can never just ask you. I can never just say, hey, can I ask you a question? I have to do Beyonce's question. Tell me what you think about me. Just how I talk. I love it.
That's my song right there, Cherie.
I haven't played that in a while. I started messing.
Hey man, let me tell you something. So I heard that I went to church one day, right? Let me tell you when I went to church in 2020. It was early January 2020, right? I heard that they played that song. That was my first time hearing it. So after that, I went and started listening to it on Tidal, and then Kobe died like a week later, and all I kept thinking, like, nobody, because Kobe's my favorite person, like, ever. You know, I watched that guy from the beginning of his career, you know, more than Jordan, because like when I got Jordan was like I was 11.
A baby.
Yeah, I was a baby, so I didn't get a chance to appreciate it. But Kobe, I saw from the beginning, so he's always been my favorite. And so when I heard that song, that's all I kept thinking about. Like, man, they should have played that at his memorial. That's a song that means so much to me.
You should do an interview with Sean.
Man, if you can get him on here, man, I love that song, bro.
Definitely. He actually just hit me up like 2 weeks ago, asked me would I be interested in producing like some new music for him or something like that. But yeah, definitely, sure.
Man, I love that song. That's a good song, man. And you played it. You did you produce that song?
I didn't produce that song. No, I didn't.
Jesus Christ, you played that song, man.
Look, and you over there listening to church songs. I'm over here like, there is nothing more sexier than being serenaded by a man.
That's how, as a musician in church, growing up in church, you can easily get in trouble, man. Because I mean,
yeah,
I was playing the organ in church, man. Lord have mercy, man. The women went after me. It was bad.
Man, I really appreciate you playing that for me, brother. I just
I only felt right, man. You said you really liked that song.
Man, I got that. Thank you, man. Thank you. That song. Wow. Cherie, I just sent it to you. I don't know if you ever heard it before.
That is so sweet. I'm gonna listen to it. But look, you over there, he played the song for you. I thought he was playing a song for me.
What is this?
No, that's my song. That's my song. That's my song. Yeah, man.
I'm just teasing.
You are a talented.
Did you want me to play your song, Cherie? Was there a song?
No, baby. I'm gonna make you play me a song while we drink some apple juice one day after we sign this deal to something. See me manifesting?
Come on. I'm right here with you. I'm for it. It only take one more person to agree with you. We in there.
I just want you to help give the same way Stevie and Teddy took care of you. I want to introduce you to my daughter, man, because she can play too, man.
Please, man. She's 11 years old, right?
Yes.
Let's see. Well, you guys go to church?
We haven't been since COVID, man. We ain't been. So, yeah, man.
Church is such the place to learn fast, man. When it comes to music, you know.
Yeah.
I think us Black people, we got that salsa when we make certain type of music, like gospel music. It always got all these chords in it and all this stuff in it and all this parts. So if you grow up learning that stuff, you can play any kind of genre, rock music. You know, some of the music I played on the road has been like super easy compared to the stuff I grew up playing, you know.
Man, you should see my daughter, man. I'm gonna send you some videos, and you should see if she can play anything, man. Yeah, man. But hey, so when you play, you ever played that for Vajon? Like because is that what you do when you on the road?
I was Vajon's music director for 2 years, and I played that song probably 100 million times.
So that's what the music director does. You had to play the music. Okay.
Yeah, you play an instrument in the band. A lot of times you play in the band and tour with the act. There's been times where I've been a music director for things and I just literally do like a week of rehearsals. I make all of the arrangements and then I just sit there and rehearse the band and then bring the artists in, rehearse with the artists, make sure they feel comfortable and stuff. But 9 times out of 10, I would be playing in the band as well.
Tell Vajon we'll love to. I already sent Cherie his music, so she'll want to have him on too, man. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Zac, for being here. Such a pleasure.
Thank you, guys.
Can't wait to talk to you again, my brother.
Yeah, please come back, okay?
I will. And let's try to get some business done. And any way I can be of service, anyway, from my primo to the music to whatever, I'm right here.
Likewise, you stuck with me now, homie.
I'm not trying to go nowhere.
Hey, she's one loyal person. She keep you around.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I was really excited to meet you guys and talk with you guys. So I'm looking forward to keeping it going.
Likewise.